The list of things I wish I had learned sooner only gets longer. But if I could only share one truth to empower your life, it might be this one, because it's a principle that is so profound, it should transform your approach to life. It should give you unshakable confidence to face every challenge, to pursue every dream. Moses is getting the people ready to finally go in and possess what God had promised so many times. But they also understood the scale of the challenge associated with it. Remember, the prior generation had missed out. While they had seen evidence of the amazing blessings in the land, they had also heard the reports of the giants, nations bigger and stronger than them. And rather than leaning into God and his promise of victory and success, they allowed intimidation to rule them. And because of that, they missed out. But along the way, God had repeatedly reiterated that promise that he was giving them the land. But we have to understand what it means that when God gives it to us, that it's not a passive just waiting for God to do it. He calls us to be active participants, that we actually actively receive it. But it also means we have to avoid the trap I have so frequently fallen into, which is that striving to make something happen, trying to figure out how to please God, or under the pressure of the challenge, trying to work out on my own strength and strategies, how to navigate it, and expecting God to bless my efforts. And out of mercy, he many times does. But one of the great lessons I've learned in life is when God blesses my efforts, rather than my aligning with him, the results are always second best to what God planned for and intended. So Moses is in Deuteronomy 31. He's preparing the people to finally go possess what God has promised. It's time. And he gives them a promise with three parts. And again, as we'll see, that promise is a principle for you and I of how we can approach any situation in life, how we can pursue any dream, face any challenge. What he says to them is this: God himself goes before you. He will defeat every enemy for you, and you will possess it. Now, we have to really get a deep revelation of how profound this is. So we're going to break it down. In this episode, we're going to look, we could spend ages just exploring how amazing, how profound it is that God himself goes before us. But think of it this way. It's so much more. We are told repeatedly that God is with us, and that is much more than just that comforting presence, that pat on the back. That God is literally with us and going before us, preparing the way of victory. A couple of examples. As the people were going through the wilderness, they were journeying to the promised land. God went before them. During the day, he was a pillar of cloud and smoke, and at night, a pillar of fire. He was making sure they could not miss the path he had them on. But it's even better than that, because you may go, well, I don't have that kind of visible representation in my life. Once they crossed the River Jordan, their relationship changed. It required a deeper maturity on their part, because God was still leading. But now, rather than passively just following, it was time for them to step up their game. It was time for them to begin to lean into God for that direction. And what we see is God showed them specifically every time when they relied on him how to gain that victory. And it's the same in our life. God is going before you. He's directing your steps. He's clearing the obstacles. He's making the way. He's taking you on that journey. For rely on him to the victory, the success, the blessing that he has for you. And along the way, the aspects, so much of this we never see, because he is clearing out the obstacles along the way, the things that we're not prepared to handle. Think about how Balak and Balaam tried to curse God's people. They recognized they couldn't defeat them with God on their side. So the only thing they came up with is the idea that if we curse them, we can create a barrier, separation from God, and maybe then weaken them. But as much as they tried, God wouldn't allow it. And God repeatedly turned their attempt to curse them into blessing. And the best part is, we don't even see that God's people were aware of it. God takes those obstacles, the things He has not prepared you to deal with. He removes them. He overcomes them. He wipes them away. But the challenges that do come, He's already empowered you. He is with you to give you that victory. That when the New Testament says no temptation has come upon you except as common to man, that word literally means trial, challenge. So whether it is temptation or it is a challenge, God has prepared a way of escape for you. And the ones that you can't handle, you never see. God going before us is personal, profound, amazing. That God is so personally invested in your life that He personally goes before, directing the steps, clearing the obstacles, making the way, guiding the path to your victory, to your success, to your blessing. Think of it this way. Psalms 139, which is an amazing psalm by David about how profound that God created the days for us before the foundation of the earth. God planned out your days. And in verse 5, he says this: God goes before you. He goes behind you, and He places His hand of blessing upon you. God goes before you. He's making the way. He's clearing out those obstacles. He's making that path smooth. At the same time, He's going behind you. He's protecting you from every attack. And all the while, He has His hand of blessing upon you. Let that inspire you. Let that transform your entire approach to life.